All right, ladies and gentlemen, got a crappy day today, kind of crappy out. So let's take a look at this video. Um, Abby and Libby on the bridge. What is Abby carrying with her? It looks like a tripod or a long stick or something, but let's take a look at it. Now, right there, as you can see, is Libby. She was filming. She's standing right there at the end. But what is that she's got or she's holding? Now, they're talking that she had a sweater on and supposedly sweatpants, right? One of them sweatshirts you pull over or whatever, or zip up. It does look like that, the hood at the top here, right? It very does look like that's what she's got. Okay. I also can see another shadow before Abby even gets off the bridge. Hello, Rebecca Ann. How you doing this morning? And that's, oh, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but there's another person, a shadow being cast down from the tracks down to the driveway. That looks like a human. Okay. Now here's Libby. She just comes off of the tracks. She's filming and she turns the camera and catches herself, the shadow of herself. But what is this giant long thing that she's carrying? Here's the phone, it looks like. But this long rod that's coming down, almost like a tripod or something. Now, like I said, if that's Libby, right? But that's very interesting. I just caught that uh, this morning when I was watching this lady talk about the thing, and she was playing the video, and I was like, "Wait, whoa, 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 back up!" But I couldn't tell her to back up because it was her channel, right? I just let him go. But what I did was pull the footage up so I can show you that she's carrying something very long, maybe a walking stick, maybe a camera pod, a tripod or something, whoever it is. And before Abby even gets off of the bridge, there's already someone standing right here. You can see there's a shadow of someone right there being cast down, just like her shadow starting to cast down, but she was shorter. This person over here looks taller and might be in a position where it's actually casting down onto the ground and onto the driveway. And it's very crazy because there's two or three shadows in there that do look human, right? They do look human. And if you notice the shadows from the trees, they're all they're all the same way, right? So we know that the sun was at a certain spot, and you could recreate all this. You could put a camera up out there exactly where they stood on that bridge on the top, point the camera down onto the uh, onto the driveway down there, and let it run, and it'll tell you exactly what time it is by the shadows of the trees being cast onto the ground. So it's very, very interesting to see why, you know, they're giving so much people trouble for saying, well, now you guys are seeing stuff in the video. Well, if this is the original video, like I said before, uh, if it's the original video and they just used it to put the whole video in to clean it up into AI. I got no problem with that as long as they didn't do anything to the features of the faces and stuff like that. But what's my opinion? Well, she's carrying something. Either it's a tripod or a giant long stick or something. Somebody was out there. Somebody was doing something because if that's Libby, what's this giant thing that she's carrying? It's real long. And before Abby even gets off the bridge, I'm seeing someone standing back here. A shadow that's being cast onto the ground. The head is just about touching where the driveway is. So the whole thing, the whole case from the word go, you know what was the kicker for me is once the people found out uh, that the family, one of them was uh, supposedly states turned state's evidence against meth or something like that, meth dealers or whatever. And that, you know, a lot of people were looking into the family and not actually the family, but the things that went on around the family at that time, because that also could have played a part of why this happened. And we got attacked by everybody. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers saying Indiana's been taken over by a bunch of madmen and women, and very well may be. There's talk of Indiana will be the first state to go if this happens and pops off like they're saying. A lot of bad stuff has been getting away with. These people have been hiding behind laws, uh, police. It's just horrible. It is going to pop off, folks. You know, I got a call. It's going to happen. Uh, when? I don't know. But it's probably going to pop off this summer real bad in Indiana. I guess a big biker war or something like that, or some crap, or corruption and all this crap or whatever. But and we got to clear the way because supposedly they're bringing in 4,000 casinos into Indiana, and you know they're not going to bring the casinos in if they're going to have this trouble with clubs and gangs or whatever, which will suck for Indiana because Indiana needs it. And then you got to deal with the witchery and sorcery that these people have been practicing in Indiana. And until the state cuts down, comes down on these people, they'll continue to do it. But yeah, I would agree she's carrying something. Is it a bullhorn? I don't know. She's carrying something and it's connected to the phone or whatever it is. I don't know. You folks tell me what you see, but either she's carrying I don't know, is it an axe or is it the camera, but something's connected to it and you can see it. To me, it looks like it's probably a tripod or something. I don't know. You got to explain this stuff. You know, everyone's like, well, explain. I don't have to explain nothing. I don't even have to say anything. I could tell you folks, go jump in the lake, figure out the case yourself, right? Uh, there's talk of firing all the police in Indiana, actually wiping them out and bringing in new people. And it should have been like that from a long time ago. And I support the police. I put donations in to the police department, but not all of them are good. Not all of them are good. And when these people are getting away with stuff because they're affiliated with the government or affiliated with the police, uh, no one trusts nobody, right? So I don't, like I said, all I know is someone told me it's going to pop off soon. Uh, and you didn't have to tell me. We already know, when you got all the branches on the TV saying, certain stuff. Yeah, and it's even up here up north. Uh, you know, what is it? I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. I've never dealt with anything like it. It's got to be demonic. Uh, but this has been going on way before and I've said that numerous times. This was going on before Abby and Libby's death, and the whole meth thing, and the family with the bikers and all that. Uh, people don't give a crap no more. It's just a smack in the face to people and to Abby and Libby. And the other 28 girls missing out there. It's just a smack in the face to America and society. But you got a lot to explain. The state, everyone's saying, well, what's it? I mean, I don't know. I don't have to do anything. The state has to. Defense has to prove their case. The people of Indiana have to prove their case against the justice system and the mayors, congressmen, police, and everything. And that's why there's talk. If one goes off, it's going to be in Indiana first. Whatever they brought, whatever they stole, whatever it is, they're looking for 5 nukes. I don't know. That were stolen, who knows? But for all we know is if one goes off, it's going to be down south first, because this is where the madness, and then there'll probably be one up here. Up north or whatever, the Kokomo crew. Let's see what Rebecca Ann is saying. It's bad here in Kokomo. Well, we're finding out about all these crews. The Kokomo crew, the Delphi crew, the Evansdale crew. I'm like, what the hell? What are they? Little gangs or crews or clubs or whatever that they were talking about. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Crews are like mafia, right? Or construction work, right? You got to, you work on a crew of guys. But now they're using this whole thing, the Kokomo crew, the gang or whatever. Why don't they just say it's a club? Right? Some kind of a gang or club or something. And they're all over. No, I don't know. What would the Kokomo crew have to do with it? And here's the thing. Ain't there a Kokomo? There's a Kokomo, Michigan, too, I do believe. There's a Kokomo, Indiana, and I do believe there might be a Kokomo, Michigan area. Let's see what Rebecca Ann's saying. RC99's here. The corruption is crazy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and that's what they were looking for. They wanted, here's the thing, certain people were going to get charged, and the government was waiting to see if these women and men got charged. If not, then we knew the corruption was real. And that's what we're looking at in this little town, too, up here in LaGrange, Angola, numerous places, South Bend. It's not really too bad here in this little town, but we are starting to see these people flood from other towns that they're wanted in, and they come into towns where they think it's, small towns, and they won't be seen or heard or anything like that. But that's not the truth. They're everywhere. The government's watching. And this was all part of a sting, because we knew if these people didn't get picked up for what they've done, even in this little area, we knew it was a corruption problem. Therefore, the whole thing's corrupt. And it'll probably be one of the first places that go when this happens. And you know what got me is uh, there ain't nothing anyone can do. There's nothing anyone could do. That explains why they got their case all screwed. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let me see what else is going on in chat. They all work under the same umbrella. Yeah, they're all. It's all. Well, they were blaming a couple people, and it got turned around, and somebody with a disability got hurt, and it had nothing to do with them. And it was just it's unreal. Same name but different. It was different. So and they were just they were doing using all their tactics. Like I said, this summer it's going to pop off in Indiana. We've already been told. Uh, how many are going to die? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a red state, so it'll be payback for all this stuff, right? And that's why we're saying we're not getting involved in this, man. There's one thing we're not going to do anymore. That's to get involved in anything to do with religion. It'll get you killed. And we're not doing no more voting or any of this crap with politics, because that also gets you killed or get you attacked by these witches and curses and spells, magic or whatever. I don't know. The only thing we can do is pray to God and wait for him to come down and Armageddon to start. That's all we can do. By then, we'll all be taken off the earth and then replaced within a blink of an eye after Armageddon. All right, let me read my chat. RC99 says there's a small crew are like independent contractors. Yeah, well, they keep saying they're a crew or something. I'm like, well, and they must be mafia, but you know, the bikers have taken everything from the Italians and incorporated it into their whole little thing. So it is just horrible. I'm probably guessing that the information that I got that it's going to pop off this summer in America is probably real. It's probably true. Now, whatever they're going to use, I don't know. Rebecca Ann says a few of LEs that I've known over the part of 20 years got out of the police because they're corrupt and they couldn't handle it. They left. Yeah, it's a very stressful job. Like I said, I've supported police. Donated to their dinners or whatever. And not all of them are bad, but they can't see that these guys are not police. They went and they became police, but they became police. They became police for all the wrong reasons, right? They were sent in from corrupt people to become police. Why? So they can get away with what they're doing. I can tell you this much. It's just crazy. It's complete crazy. I don't know what you folks see in that. Let me blow it up a little bit. Let me put it on full screen. But I'll be god dang, she's carrying something. And I don't know if you folks are that blind that you can't see this. Now, whether it's an axe handle and an axe or a phone and a tripod, but she's carrying something. And it looks like her hood on her sweater might be up, maybe, because you got that point right there, you know. Uh, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. And how did they overlook all this stuff? I don't know. And here's another shadow down here that looks like someone's standing back a ways off of the. They're on top of the bridge. They're not on the bridge, but they're on the railroad tracks. You think it's a tripod, Rebecca Ann? It could be a tripod. They were out there doing. Someone was doing something. Now, like I said, whether this footage is real or not, I'm not sure. But somebody was out there doing something, and either she was talking to somebody on the phone, Snapchat, or the killer, or whatever. But there was more people out there. And how did this get so whacked out of play? I don't know. But when it's that corrupt, it's like I said, I got a call. They said it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There ain't nothing anyone could do about it, folks. We refuse to let the devil take over our country. Any sickos, anything like that. So I don't know what to tell you. Right? I imagine it is going to happen. And it's because of these people. And we're going to let these people know. We're going to let the country know. This happened because of these organizations and the evil and the madness and the witchery, the sorcery, the lies, the cheating, the stealing. That's why this is happening. The murders, the abuse of people with disabilities, the operations that were botched. Yeah, everyone was, even the healthcare system. You had people that were in hospitals that weren't even hospital people. They weren't even nurses. They weren't even doctors. What were they? Killers. Paid to kill Americans. Yeah. So it's probably going to happen down there. Tennessee, hunker down. Kentucky, hunker down. We know Chicago's hunkering down, and Ohio and everything, and up in Michigan. Yet there's nothing we could do. This is what happens when bull crap happens. Innocent people that had nothing to do with anything. You got a lot of explaining to do. The state of Indiana of what is she carrying? Who are these other people in shadows? Now, AI can be our friend, or AI could be the worst thing that ever was created in the world. Meaning, they can make it look like you killed somebody when you were sitting at home on your couch. So, this is going to happen in America, folks. Trump can't do nothing about it. No one could do anything about it. It's so far, it's probably Trump's revenge. It's probably President Trump's revenge of what happened down south during this whole election thing with Mikey and Gina and I don't know, maybe Bon Jovi. What's that song? Mikey and Gina or whatever it is. Who knows? Probably. How many are going to die? I don't know, man. They got a range of about 100 miles. Whoever's in that circumference down there, 100 miles, might be content. I don't know. They must have pissed Trump off pretty good. Right? This might have been going on right underneath Mr. Trump's nose, and he had no idea. right? They weren't filling them in on what was going on in Indiana. Uh, I'm not sure. I don't know. But she's carrying something. There's more shadows there before Abby even gets off of the bridge. There's shadows of people out behind them. And she's talking to someone on a phone or making a video or whatever. Maybe that's it. Maybe they were out there going to make a video to put on Snapchat or something. And it went sour, right? They already knew exactly what she was doing and where she was going. If they were tracking her phone or her account or I don't know. You got 250 or 400 Anthony Shots account. Pick one. They all could have known. All 250 Anthony Shots accounts could have known that the girls were going to be there that day. Let's read some of these comments in chat. I'm certain there's another person. They're based on the voice at the start. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sounds like a kid or a very immature teenager or something still. Maybe do women's voices change through puberty like men's? I mean, I don't know. All right, hold on. I had to answer a message. Can you folks hear me? I'm having trouble with my. I hope I didn't burn the 48-volt power supply for this microphone out, leaving it on for hours. All right, let me see. It's certain that there's another person based on the voice and it start. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hearing her voice, my heart sinks because it don't sound like a 14-year-old girl. It sounds like a 10-year-old girl or an 8-year-old kid. And and this is the thing. All these guys, they all knew each other. And these people, well, they didn't know each other. Well, how do you know? Well, they said they didn't. Well, do you think they would say they knew each other if they were all if there was a chance they were going to be exposed of being pedos or they were going to do life in prison for murder? No, I don't think any of them would have said, oh, we're best buddies. They're best buddies. They're not going to tell you this. Right. And everyone's, well, and then you got to take in effect of what these people dug up on Cody, the adopted son, and some of the stuff he was talking about with the girls in the photos. And one of his friends or somebody on his Facebook account said, you idiot, they're kids. And he made some bad replies saying he was going to get some of that or something. But, and that's the thing. That's the thing. We don't know. And here we are getting attacked for it. Innocent, YouTubers. We're not affiliated with clubs or corruption or anything. We sit at home. We abide the laws. And here these people will go out. They'll do anything. They'll create videos to make it look like you're doing something. They'll hire people that look like you to go out in town and cause trouble. And then you get the blame. Right? And the police, Well, they show up scratching their heads. Right? What's going on? And who ends up going to prison? The innocent one. Why? Because it was a conspiracy. They set him up. No, I'm not saying Richard Allen was set up. I'm saying this happens in America constantly, every second of the day. Just like there's children that are missing every second of every day. And that's the same thing with corruption and evil every day. There's, like I said, they were looking for certain people to be picked up, even in this little town. It didn't happen. And that's when we got the call saying it's probably going to happen because it's corrupt. There's nothing you could really do about it, right? There's nothing we could do. Stay home. It's all you really can do. Who knows what's going to happen, what they're going to do, who's going to, we don't know. But you got a lot of explaining to do of who is this person in this video and what are they carrying? Is it a tripod? Is it an axe? What is it? Who is it? And then, of course, you got to explain to me who this person is that is behind them, probably 20 feet. And this is before Abby even comes off of the bridge and runs by her. They just, I don't know, where did this footage come from? Good morning, Aries. RC99 says she is certain that, or he is certain that there's someone else on the bridge with them. Yeah, it does look like it. And the voice at the start of it, yeah. Aries says it is the selfie stick that was discussed or discussed. Well, we didn't know there was a selfie stick. That looks pretty big because at the bottom of it, it looks like it's got legs. It's pretty thick at the bottom. If it was a selfie stick, why didn't she just hold it up in the air and film the guy? Now, why didn't they act like they were out there filming or doing stuff and their family was there? When this dude comes up and tells them to do this stuff, why didn't they say, hey, my family is down there? I'm going to scream. They did everything he said without anything, without any kind of screaming, they did exactly what he said, almost like it was staged. It was planned. Someone was with them, and Aries says someone was with them and had no fear of them. They were comfortable. Yeah, that's what we were saying in the beginning. That it's very possible that somebody they were with, they just didn't think it was gonna. Here's what I think. I think they went across the bridge, right? I think there was probably somebody waiting on the other side of the bridge, but they were hiding. And just as they were coming across the bridge, Libby comes across the bridge. This person or whatever pops out of the brush. He might have been laying on the hill. And boom, there he is. And that would explain why when Libby gets off of the bridge, she's talking on her phone and what does she say? Hi. She says hi to somebody. Now, if she's not on a live chat, if she's not on a phone conversation, a video call with somebody, who is she saying hi to? because she does come off the bridge and she says hi. So they got a lot of explaining to do, and fast, because I got the call and it's going to pop off, folks. Now, what it's going to be, I have no idea. It might take out millions. It might take out a couple hundred. It might take, I'm not sure, but it's going to pop off, because the last time I got the call and they said it's going to happen, it happened. So it's probably going to happen. Where? I don't know. How many? Who knows? It's madness. And I don't want no part of it. I'm just going to stay home. The earth's already been shaken out here in Indiana. I believe it's the fault line, but it might be something else these people are doing. Who knows? I'm making movies. That's it. That's all we're doing here. Music, movies, crime, stuff like that. Let me see what Erie said. It doesn't seem like the video was made at the time of the abduction. Yeah, that's another thing. This could have been 6 months ago. Right? It could have been a week ago. And then downloaded onto her phone. Now you have to remember, nobody got out there until 5 o'clock, 5:30 at night to start looking for the girls. Right? It's like 5 o'clock or something. Kelsey didn't get called until 4 o'clock. She said, but her story's always changing. And she said she would get her stuff together and she would be out there in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And when she got there, her family was already there or just starting to get there or whatever to start look for. So the guy had plenty of time, or whoever this was had plenty of time, if this is all true and the time is true. I think it was before noon or just about noon. And the only reason I say that is the shadows from the trees on the tracks and on the ground. So they must have been, Richard Allen claimed he was off at he was supposedly back from his mother's. He went to visit his mother and then came back, and that was before noon. It was 11 o'clock or something. Maybe a little earlier. If they're telling the truth. RC99 says the girls were into their grocery things where you use GPS to find secret boxes. Oh yeah, the geological caching out thing. Yeah. Yeah. Very possible that somebody planned the whole thing, this geocaching thing or whatever. And they were there the whole time waiting for the girls to come, surveilling the girls' phones or whatever. Or they were out there to meet Anthony Schatz, the supermodel. And that makes sense too to me. That makes perfect sense to me too. Here's the thing. The higher ups were watching. And here's another thing, folks. You don't kick the FBI or CIA off a case. That's when we knew it's going to happen. It's going to pop off down south. We're probably going to have to clean up the mess. But here's the thing, these people, well, the FBI, you don't kick the FBI off. And even if the FBI said they were going to, okay, you guys want to handle it, the local police department, go ahead. Call us if you need. But from day one, they've been watching their asses. They've been watching the cops. They've been watching these clubs. FBI and CIA and Homeland are not stupid. You think they're going to take the blame for this shit? There ain't no way. Right? They've been watching these people from day one. You don't kick FBI or CIA or Homeland Security off of nothing. They're the ones that lock you corrupt people up. I about laughed when they said FBI was kicked off the case. You don't kick the FBI off a case. You might act like it. You might say that. But all along, the FBI and CIA and Homeland was watching them. And they were watching the cops. That could be why they were in the vicinity of the GPS by the, the FBI was already out in that town. They were already out there investigating another case. So when they said they were kicking the FBI off of this stuff and all the stuff was going crazy, I'm like, hey, no, I think the FBI has figured it out. And the Ohio case led back to Delphi. The murders in Ohio led back to someone in Delphi, Indiana. So it's a crew. They're killers. They're madmen, whether they're mafia, gang, clubs, biker club, whatever. You've been exposed, dudes. Right? You got other crimes that are leading back to the Lafayette, Delphi, Kokomo, these crews. And these crimes are from other states in America. And there's a couple that took off to Canada. Now, do we know if that's true? No, we have no idea if that's true. They're probably hunkered down here in America, tell them we left the state, we're in Mexico or Canada or whatever. It was probably a pedo porno ring or whatever, meth filled. And they got busted. One ratted out another one. And it's everything that the federal government, the FBI, was saying before Delphi even happened. Let me see what RC's saying. The FBI were investigating the Vinlanders. Yeah. Which led them to the murders. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the FBI was also investigating the Ohio murder of the old man and the old lady. Which, boy, ain't it mysterious? Something from their house ended up on video in Delphi, Indiana, one of the suspects in Delphi, Indiana. Now, do I have to fire everybody, or are we just going to let the government do their job and it's going to pop off down south? I don't know. Right? It's going to happen. I don't know if it can be stopped. I don't even think President Trump has enough power to stop it. And you have to take in consideration, these guys down south, have anthrax and homemade ricin that they've been making. Like, you got to get rid of the southern state down there. Too many chemicals that these people are making in the woods. Meth. Meth's the least of the problem. You got ricin. They're cooking their own ricin, making chemicals, biological chemicals, anthrax and all kinds of crap. You got it. They have to. Hopefully the heat from the blast kills it all, incinerates it and burns it all away. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen. My opinion is, yeah, something was going on. That looks pretty thick to be a selfie stick, though. Someone in my chat said, well, that's a selfie stick. Well, it looks pretty thick. It looks more like a tripod to me than a selfie stick. And don't selfie sticks retract? I mean, she's walking around with it connected to the. Why didn't she fold it up or push it back up? It looks too thick to be a selfie stick, though. But you could be right. You could be right. You could be 100% right. And it'd be a selfie stick, but it looks pretty thick. Ain't selfie sticks are like car antennas, right? Or a golf club or something. It's real thick at the end that you hold, but up by the phone, it's real thin. It's like a car antenna. I don't know. They got a lot of explaining to do. Plus, they got a lot of payments that they have to make, right? You can't attack American citizens and expect you're going to walk away. And you can't attack American citizens and expect you're not going to open your pocketbooks. And Indiana is going to have to open its pocketbooks. And I can tell you this much. This booty don't come cheap. No, no, no. You ain't going to say, well, here's $15. No, see, my life is, I got a price on my life. You'll be paying for this mishap for many generations. Billions. Walk up to me. Here's $1,500. Sorry for your troubles. Yeah, you got more troubles coming, baby. You got a lot more troubles. So yeah, I find it all crazy and crazy and how these people determine of how big was it? Like I said, it was a crew. They probably had people within the Justice Department. They had people within the police department. They had people within the medical fields. Oops. Gave you the wrong medication. Sorry about that. Oops. Sorry about that. We just overlooked that cancer and stuff. It was just gas or something you had. Millions of ways. We got them red-handed. Maybe that's why they're talking. They're going to wipe everything out. Well, I expect them a bunch of cowards. Who knows? It might roll up all the way. The crap might roll all the way to the White House. Maybe that's why Trump is so pissed at Mikey. Really don't know. Hello, Mango Jerry. I can tell you what, RC99 has some good points there, and Aries too. It doesn't seem the video was made at the time of the abduction. We don't know. We just don't know. I really don't even want to know. I mean, this is just, it's horrible. It's sickening. It was basic 101 in police investigation. Good morning, Miss Debbie Fox. And when that went bad, that's when the call was made. It's too far gone. You gotta put a crater in the ground. It's the only way out. Now, whether they do that or not, I'm not sure. That ain't up to me. I don't run the country. But I imagine it's so far gone. That's why there's talk of Hell's Angels and hiring some big boys to come in with some other organizations and do away with this problem. Right? I mean, heck, even Trump's talking about Hell's Angels. But then again, can we trust Trump? We don't. It's just a zoo. It's a complete zoo. There's no. I mean, if you folks want to know my opinion, yes, there was other people out there that day. Yes, she is definitely carrying something. It does not appear to be a selfie stick. It looks a lot thicker and it looks like it's got a base at the bottom of it, like a triangular base here, and then the stick goes up. So whether it's a tripod or a selfie stick, how come you never heard about this? You never seen it in any of the videos. She's holding the camera with her hand, right? Maybe not. Maybe she is holding the camera with a selfie stick. But here's the thing. How does the killer not know that they're filming when she has a selfie stick or a tripod? How come the killer leaves the phone? Well, that she hid the phone. Impossible. It's impossible that she hid the phone. No, no, no. These people wanted this to be found. Either they manipulated the video and they set people up, or the killer was that stupid that he left the phone. I mean, he undressed her. If you're undressing somebody, you're going to find the phone. If he made one of these girls undress, he knew the phone was there. If he put clothes on the other girl, supposedly, from what they're saying, dressed the other girl in the other girl's clothes, he found the phone. That would explain somebody plugging into the phone for 5 hours. That wasn't me saying that. That was the professional person on the stands. He believes that an auxiliary jack was plugged in to the phone for 5 hours. And the only reason you plug in an auxiliary jack is either microphone or headphones. That's it. You can't transfer any data. You can only record. You can't transfer anything through an auxiliary jack, like video or anything. It's only for recording voices. They got a lot of explaining to do. Now, I want to say thank you to all you great people for coming into my chat today. RC99, Aries, Mango Jerry, Rebecca Ann, the great Debbie Fox. We'll come back to this video later. I got to relieve myself of all this coffee. And if you look through this video more, folks, of the bridge video, you're going to find certain things that ain't adding up. Me and Debbie were looking at this video a couple days ago on a live, and I thought it was a bee's nest or a hornet's nest, but the dang thing changed from like a kite, which Debbie Fox said it looks like there's a kite stuck in the tree. But as the video goes on, this thing is giant. It's a giant circular ball. What is it? I don't know. People, it could be alien. It could be an orb or not a spare. These things out here that they're saying are creating crop circles. in Indiana. They're about the size of a basketball, a little bit bigger, but they're chrome. They're chrome. It's like looking into a ball bearing, a giant ball bearing, but it's active. It's flying through the sky. It's shooting out electricity. They call them spares out here. Some of you might call them alien reconners. They're doing recon or whatever. They're scoping out the area. Maybe that's what was in this film. Maybe they do have power to morph human beings or something, because the video has changed and their faces change so much. It wouldn't make sense to me. What's that in the tree? We thought it was a bee's nest, but it's behind the tree. You can see the branches. So that means this giant circular thing is in the sky above the railroad tracks. And what's it doing there? I have no idea. All right, I'm going to end this video, folks. I got to get rid of this coffee. Let me see what Ari said real quick. There were geocaching items. Freedom Bridge and Randy Gravitt found a military ammunition box or ammunition box. Maybe they're out there doing everything. It's a known local place for people to go out there and party, cook meth, hunt, fish, ride four-wheelers, dirt bikes, and stuff like that. So, yeah. And ain't it weird how the girls are dressed like it's a spring day? They're not dressed for the weather. They're not prepared for anything. They're out there dressed like it's just a summer day. And bridge guys all bundled up like it's 50 below zero, right? Yeah. Kind of crazy if you ask me. A mask. He was wearing a mask. Well, you only wear them kind of masks when you're doing what? Dirt bike riding. Or what? Riding a motorcycle on the street. You have them facial masks. Well, somebody was doing something. No, he could not. He might not have been a motorcycle rider. And he was just using the mask to cover his face. It's possible. He didn't want people to see his face. And we don't see his face. That's why Bridge Guy could be anybody. We don't see his face. Now, there's a good chance he stopped and pulled his mask up before he got too close to the camera. Therefore, not seeing his face. That's possible, too. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and I think it'll be a long, long time before Delphi is over with. And to this day, it's still an ongoing case, and it will remain ongoing until they pick up all these people that the law-abiding citizens have been complaining about. Right? They have a problem. Every little town in every country, every state in America has its troubles, folks. One way or another. So there's nothing we could do. Just hunker down, stay home, be safe, keep an eye on your kids. That reminds me, I better call my mother and check on her. That's crazy, Aries. What Aries say? They were good. And remember, the AS account was even 5 months old. And it was the large seat, the CSAM in Indiana history. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why they don't listen when I keep telling them that. I think it was a year or 2 years before the Delphi murders. It was all over the TV here. FBI was saying, we got a problem. We're creating a task force. Right? That's what they did. This witchery and sorcery stuff and madness and everything, that was just the icing on the cake. All I know is a lot of people did a lot of bad, and they did a lot of bad to me. And I had nothing to do with their madness. Right? All the spells and all the crap and everything. Yeah, I would believe my resources that something huge is going to happen soon in America. Uh, and the only people we have to blame are these people. That's pretty much it. This madness. Now I don't know if it's true, but usually last time they got a hold of me and said it's gonna be popping off. It did. I imagine this is the same thing. But I'm definitely seeing she's carrying something, and I'm also seeing another shadow casting off of the bridge in front of her, and that's before Abby even comes off of the bridge. So if someone's standing there, and that I would imagine is the person that she says, she turns around and says, hi. So, yeah. Yeah. Now, you folks have a great day. I will be back later. I want to thank everyone for stopping in. Now, once again, these are only my theories. These are only my suspicions or whatever. Uh, and my thoughts, and maybe your thoughts too. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you feel like just something is not right with this case. We can't put our finger on it, but something is not right. And I agree with a lot of you folks. We hope it's not as corrupt as they say. If it is, then we got to get rid of every single police department in Indiana, and we'll bring in other people uh, to be police if it's that corrupt. If the justice system, if the courts are that corrupt, then we fire them and we bring in new people. That's the only thing you could do. And then you got to watch them people the rest of their lives, because if they're scamming you on this, they'll scam other people. Hopefully they learn their lessons, turn towards Jesus, and become law-abiding citizens. God bless you all. Have a great night and a great day, and I'll be back here shortly. And I want to say some great uh, comments in chat and theories. And none of them are wrong. They're all possible. What all these people said in my chat is possible. You folks have a great day. God bless. Talk to you later.